Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Influence, and welcome to this review of the MuscleBear Voltron, which is a KO of the Blitzway Voltron. There are some things just off the bat. In the beginning, I'm going to tell you to get a tool like this or something. You're going to need it for a couple pieces, and I'll show that. So there's just a couple things. Shout out to Eric B. I just saw his picture. I mean, I've seen it before. So he's not the first picture I've seen, but I mean, I just reminded me just seeing it today that while I'm filming this, there are some paint differences between this and the Blitzway, besides the quality differences that there are as well. So the legs, just off the bat, the legs are not chrome. They're more of a silver paint. And you can see that there's no numbers on the lions, which I may rectify that. I'm not sure, because I bought these actually for the lions. I have the actual Blitzway on pre-order as well, because I didn't want to spend, of course, $700 for 2 sets of this. And these lions seem to work well. I am hoping they work with the stand, Blitzway stand. So, you know, it's going to be great. Shout out to Derek. I seen his display as well with the lions and Voltron. I don't know what Voltron he had on display with it, but it just looked great. It looked great and was exactly how I thought of displaying this. Anyway, let's get into this. You know, I like to get into accessories first. Seem to get everything as far as weapons wise. Not anything, you know, you don't get the stand, you don't get all of that, but you have this stuff. I believe this goes on the lines. There's no directions, so there's that. You have the blazing sword, which again, I'm not sure if this is chrome on the Blitzway, but it's not here. It's more of a silver paint. And you get the shield, which is more of a silver paint. Looks like, I'm not sure again if it's chrome. I don't have the Blitzway in hand, unfortunately. When I do get it, I will compare the two together, because I'm gonna leave this in Voltron for now. And when I get the Blitzway, then I'm gonna switch it up. You get all of the, well, all of these. You get just the gray weapons that tab on to the lions. I don't have them on the lions, but you can see you get all of those. I'm not gonna put all of those on the lions. Watch out, this is really pointy. You get another face for Voltron, actually, and this will be the first time I'm combining Voltron. Again, you don't get any directions, but if you ever had a Voltron toy or anything, you kind of know how it goes. I can say there's going to be issues with getting this poured out, which is one of the reasons why you need something like this. I'm using metal. Probably want to use plastic so you don't scratch it up, but this is plastic. And the port, I don't care. As long as it functions aesthetically, it doesn't bother me if I get it scratched up. Legs are loose on the lions, but not loose where they'll fall down. But when they're standing up, sometimes they do fall. I mean, the legs won't fall down. So if I have this on the stand, it'll work perfectly. But standing up sometimes when you hit it, but it can still stand. You can see them standing. You go in for some detailed up close action. See the yellow lion. Come for the green lion. They all have their weapon at the top that opens up. Black lion. Red lion. And blue lion. They all have their mouth weapons as well. The two arms, the red and blue and green lion, have a little tab in the top of their mouth, which is how this stays in, which I'm sure that's how the sword is probably as well. You can see that the rest of the lions, they just clamp on with their teeth. Black lions. Again, he has the tab that's kind of hard. Green lines. Yellow lion. And the blue lion. So those weapons are great. I like the way they look. They're painted really well. Again, all the silver is silver. I'm not sure how it is on the original. So yeah, when you get this, it is the legs fall off. The front legs may fall off. The back legs definitely fall off. What I did was they're not pushed in all the way. So if you see this joint here, it's kind of a joint so you can do like that, and you can manipulate the flap better and get it out the way. Well, this right here, and this goes for the blue. I'm not going to show it on the blue, but this goes for the blue. It didn't happen on the red and green line, but this should be all the way in. It's like a piece of it in, and let me see if I can. It actually clicked when I did it, so I don't think I can do anything. Probably shouldn't pull it out. But what I did was stick. This was perfect. I stuck it in there like that and got the leverage on it, and then pushed the leg. I don't care if this gets scratched up in here, because again, you know, it's not the original, and also you're never gonna see that in there. But it didn't get scratched up because this is metal, die cast. And so I put it in there like that and just pushed, and then you hear it click, and this goes almost all the way in. Before you can see some of that peg, there's a peg, a long peg with ridges on it. I'm sure those ridges are what grab on or whatever. So you should do that first, because the legs kept falling off and was irking me. But then I just thought about that. I said maybe they're not pegged in all the way, and they were not. So I'm only do quick articulation of each one line: black line, yellow line, and red line. The blue and green line are pretty much the same as the red and yellow line. So you have the legs that go all the way out. You have these legs that go like that, and you have a paw. These paws have rocker at the end, so that's cool. Back legs are the same basically, but you can get them out a little bit because of that. There's that joint in there that has the extra articulation. You can get them all the way straight. They go up. Of course, they fold up for Voltron mode, and they have rocker in the back as well. You get the waist, which doubles as elbow, of course. So you can get a big, I think you can get 90 degrees on this guy. No, maybe not. Yeah, no 90 degrees. But again, I don't know if the original gets 90 degrees. But you do get the bend here as well for the lion. So you can kind of, you can get a little sitting pose kind of. Head spins around, spins around. It has neck articulation. Comes out to that about that much, and you can get it up about that much. Let me straighten him out so you can see how far up. Up about that much, down a lot, which I do like because they're bigger than humans. And then you can open the mouth. Mouth opens that much, and there's little guns in there, if you can see. And that's cool. Again, this opens, and there's no stickers again. Like I said, I may rectify that. I may not care because they're just lions. Then you have the tail articulation. You got 2 points, one there and one here. You get down and up, and you open that up, and that's for transformation into the arm, which is cool. And I think I showed the swivel. Same for the green line. Not gonna go over that. Go over the yellow line. Again, the legs have this little extra joint. They were coming off. Both front and back came off. So I did the same thing that I showed before with that. But you can get kind of, you know, out like this. Butterfly. You can get the back out about that much. You can see butterfly. Like, there's ratchets in these legs, but no ratchet in the ankle, so the ankle sometimes messes up. But you got a rocker. I think it's on just a ball joint or something, pin joint maybe, but you can spin it all the way around so you can get that rocker wherever you need to. These, again, these are a little loose, but not bad. I mean, but they get all the way around. Again, you can get out that far, and these go up, back like that. These also spin around for the rocker. Head is on its regular joint, so you can get down that much. You can get up like that, but you can also get up if you want, because you can use the foot joint to create the foot. Mouth has a little weapon. They all have little weapons in their mouth, and you can open it about that wide. This thing on his back is his weapon, so it does move. Again, no number. And he has this movement from side to side, which I'm sure doubles as an ankle. But then he has this as well for the lions, so they can get ab crunch. That's cool. Same for the blue. And then now we have the black lion. This joint, it's like a double up joint. So you can see, you can get way out there if you want, but it's not the strongest joint. I'm hoping, because when you do this, then you slide this in and it connects. So I'm hoping that helps with Voltron. But for now, you have this. It feels very loose ratchet. You got his head. His head can go side to side like that. Goes down like that, which is a lot because of Voltron. You know, he always had the better articulation just because of Voltron. He has his little pop-up, but it's the chair. Now, I think the original one had, can't really see that, but I think the original one had the actual drivers in there already. Just like, I don't know if they were glued in. I don't think you could take them out. But he has his tail. Just this. He has his ab crunch, which can be utilized for the Lion or Voltron, which I like. Again, back here, I'm not sure. This ratchet seems heavy, and there's like an extra joint that goes like this, so you can get that. Legs, of course, go straight out when you're forming Voltron. They do bend up like this too. And he has rocker here. I was doing these go all the way around, of course. Up here again, there's ratchets, but they're pretty soft. And he has the rocker that goes all the way around. Of course, he has the Voltron Articulation. These are really tight, I'm glad to see, and have ratchets on them. So I think that's pretty much it. Since I did articulation in the red line, so we'll transform this into Voltron. And all the lines I forgot to show, they all have this sliding thing that, again, I think the original had the pilots already in there. They're not in this. Just make his arm. Just put the head all the way in. You move this, and you get this flap out of here. It is pegged in, so it can get kind of hard. It's not bad getting this around here. I know people was having issues, I think, with the original. Then you fold this up and push it down like that, and then this just goes down here and pegs in. There's a peg that pegs in there. It's not a extremely tight peg, but still, I'm glad I guess the original thought about it. Again, over here, pull that out, pull this in. I do like how compact. I think this is the most compact Voltron I've had. I mean, this is basically a masterpiece Voltron, so can't expect anything less. This, you gotta just try to bend it on this joint right here. Not hard. Put that out. Then bend the feet up. Now it does cause an issue here. I think that was on the original one as well. But if you have it all the way up, you can kind of get it in there better. And then you can close this. And there's a tab there that goes into that. There you go. Over here's the same thing. Kind of get it on this joint first so you can get it out. Then move this all the way up. That one went in much easier because it's all the way where it needs to be. Then you close that up. Now this is going to be the hard part. Pull this up. You got to get this out. That's where your tool comes in handy. I think the Blitzway came with a tool. I'm not certain. But this is some tightness. But lucky I had this tool that's kind of curved. I can get under there. Pull that around. Then you just flip the tail in. Fold that up. Flip this in. Then close it. There you are. Got an arm. So I'm going to do the red line. Off camera. And here we go with the red line. Done. Now let's do yellow line. One thing about the line, the arms. Oh, I did say that it didn't have 90 degrees, but it will if you do it right. Only the one side doesn't have 90 degrees, so the back doesn't. It goes back. So now we can do this one. Just fold this up. Anybody who's done Voltron knows what goes on. Fold these legs up. Then close this and the tabs. Tabs are not that great. They don't fit in as strongly as I would like. They just kind of sit in there, if you can see that. I mean, it is a KO, so what can you expect? Like I said, this ain't going to be my Voltron, but for now it is. And there's little tabs where the legs sit. But the legs do sit in there pretty well. Once you get that inner tab locked in right. And put it that's the caveat of it. Get these. I sometimes I forget. So there we go. Like that. And push it in. Up here. Like that. And push it in so it doesn't wobble around. Then you can move this up. And I was looking to see if it was any extra heel spurs, but I don't think so. And there you go. You have a leg done. Blue line. Let's do that. Here we go. And there's an extra heel spur on here. So let me see. Yeah, you got to pull that back. Like I said, there's no direction. So, oh yeah, it feels way stable too. So let's get this guy together. Move his tail up. Normal actions. Get his legs all the way straight. All the way straight. Move this up here. Get these in here. Like that. Then move this all the way back and kind of close it. And then this closes together to kind of, oh, it's not. No. So that's the first big flaw I see, but let me keep working with it because maybe I can get it closed. I don't know. But let's put this up there, move this like this. And let me see if I can close these two things. Yeah, it's not really locking like I would want it to. But again, it's the KO. Move this out. Turn around, not like that. Turn around like that. And get his head down. Voltron head reveal. And I guess we can move the ears out however I feel. Sometimes I have them out, sometimes I don't. So and here's the Voltron face that comes with him. I think I showed that. And now let's get them combined. Pull this out here. I think this just goes in here and there's a... Yep. Pretty cool. It's got that little piece that kind of makes that knee. Again over here. Should be the same. Yeah, if I moved it the right way, it would be the same. So you see that little black piece? There we go. Arms. See the socket? No, you can't. Socket's there now. It's just pushes into there. I can see I'm gonna have issues getting that out. Well, not too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Woo! I like it. I like it a lot. Back is clean. Size of stuff protruding, that's always there. So I don't have much to compare this to. Let's bring in a 1/6 figure. So this is a 1/6 figure. Kubota Kaya, I think that's how you say it. Iron Man. So, not from, of course, the Headmasters. So you see how big. It's pretty big. I mean, Scorponok is huge. So that thing is what, 2/3 of the way? Scorponok. So I mean, that's not a bad size. It's a great size for Voltron to me. You can see how he compares for the people who have Lego Voltron. Lego Voltron's huge, but for mainline Voltron, like a regular Voltron, that thing is huge too. So that's it for comparisons. So now let's do the full review of Voltron. Come here because you couldn't wait. You use the chapters in the description. So I'm just gonna put the shield in here as well. Don't really. It's cool. It's iconic. I mean, it's always was, but let's get a little close up. I hate reviewing in this part, but it's the only space I have enough room to review something like this, because I know there's figures and stuff in the background that kind of takes away, but So I like to, I just put them in a quick pose to get some pictures for the video, and I actually, this thing is so posable, and I'm sure the Blitzway one was as well. It's a KO of that. It's not lost on me, but yeah. So let's go through just the articulation, and then it'll be good. Let me get all this out of his hand. So neck articulation, you get side to side. You got down that much. Can't really see his face, but he can definitely look down as he should. He can look way up. It's basically the lion's articulation. He has the butterfly that goes all the way up. Not a butterfly, but a shoulder joint that gets you 90. And also you can use this so you can get his arm all the way up in the air. Again, this right here, this ratchet is not great. Or not even this ratchet, just this right here is not too good. That's probably the biggest negative. I mean, you could get it though once you get it posed. It won't be a problem. You can also spin this around all the way. Remove his wings. All the way, gets 90 degrees at the elbow. Wrist swivel, of course. And you can actually use the neck to get his wrist in and out. And no articulation of the fingers. Nah. So you can hold his weapons, use all that. Waist. Again, this right here is a problem. It's a KO. So waist goes back and forth. It is super tight. Doesn't go all the way. That's probably the biggest limitation. Does have waist bend to that much. Legs, he has an extra joint. It won't support the full legs up front, but you can get the legs up front. Back, if you put this joint down and then move it, you can get back about that much, and that does support it, the back, but not the front. Doesn't really support it, but it's not to the point where it's gonna fall over, like really. Then out, you can do about the splits like this. Again, it's not going to be supportive, but I mean, if you're standing here and I don't know what kind of pose you're trying to get, but then you have the knee goes way more than 90 degrees. And can you use this? I don't know if you, no, I don't think you can use that once that's up, but yeah, you got more than 90 degrees. Again, it's a soft ratchet that's failing. So I'm not sure what pose you would need that for, but the flaps are another thing that gets on my nerves. Once you get it posed and kind of get the flaps together, it'll be cool. But of course, his feet, you can get that type of movement, and the heel spur still moves with it. You can get up and the heel spur moves with it. And you got toe tilt, I guess. And you have the rocker either side like that. And you can maneuver these so you can get them in some type of position. I think that's it. The wings, of course, are maneuverable. Yeah, I think that's it for the KO of Blitzway Voltron, the MuscleBear, I think it's called. Got to double check, but yeah, for the price is, I mean, I don't like to advocate for KOs, but the price of the original and compared to this price is like, what, $600 less? Like, that's crazy. So, I mean, if you are in the market, this works. It works. Again, the differences of the original is everything's chrome where the silver is, I believe. Just looking at pictures, I don't have it in hand, but yeah, and that's pretty much it for this review. I thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed yourself, please leave me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Share it to your groups. Helps me out a lot. And I get up with you in another one. Peace.
You know, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.